Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Gun Cranks Live. We are your Gun Cranks. I'm Guns Magazine editor Brent Wheat. With me is Tom McHale, the editor of American Handgunner, and our boss, Roy Huntington. And I've been told not to point because somehow in all the electronics, it ends up like Tom's up there or something like that.
No.
So bottom line is
You're
these
there.
other guys
Roy's there.
with me.
Oh,
See,
we were wrong then.
and the producer is going to get all over you because you'll be pointing a different direction. So
I know.
Anyway,
And people who listen won't see the pointing at all. So
this is true.
They won't see the point of anything after this.
I think Roy got to the chase right there. Well, anyway, welcome to our weekly Gun Cranks Live.
Boy, it just seems like
what was that last word again now? Yeah,
it's off the rails already. Today, we're going to talk about everyday carry. You know, in our position, we get a lot of reader mail and questions. What do you guys actually carry? So we've been comparing stuff before we went live. We've got all kinds of toys here on our desk. So, Roy, you've been carrying longer than both of us young whippersnappers. So go through your retinue.
Well, as the commercial says, Roy, what's in your pocket? Or something like that.
It's like, what do I carry, or how long have I been carrying on? I think it's a better thing. And you're right, though, because I think I had an everyday carry mode before it was socially acceptable to have that.
Before it was cool.
Yeah, in the old days, it was an old Uncle Mike's Stockman pocket knife was pretty much everything. That's what they had,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And a 2C-size flashlight in the pickup truck. That was pretty much it, And then in my early police days, I've discovered flashlights, and we all know where that ends up, Somebody asked me the other day, how many flashlights do you need? And I said, well, after, 250, I haven't found that number yet.
All of them.
Yeah, all of them would be.
So you want to talk about flashlights first?
Let's talk about flashlights first.
All right.
I have two.
Mine's brighter than yours.
It probably is. Yeah. I have two everyday carry flashlights.
Oh, that's cool. That's freaky.
That is kind of distractingly cool. There we go. And mine is also green and red. It's actually two. One is a Surefire.
Sideways.
One's a Surefire.
Yeah.
Which, if I had my glasses on, I could read it. A Titan Plus, which is an excellent all-round, flashlight. And this I can see about across my west pasture with it.
So that looks about the size of a roll of Lifesavers or something.
Yeah, tiny. It's barely bigger than the AAA battery that goes inside of it. I'm very impressed.
Okay.
It's like 400 million lumens, I think.
400 million.
This is one I found. It's by a company called Nebo, Nebo. My wife Susie was in the hospital, and I was in the gift shop killing time like you do, and I see this little flashlight, and of course flashlights, so I picked it up, and it went like that, and I said, holy shit, what was that? And it's 400 lumens. It costs about $40.
That's insane.
So it's got a Zappo Zowie one that just goes on and off, and it says danger. Don't light for more than 30 seconds or it will melt.
Catches on fire.
Any flashlight that'll melt something is my kind of flashlight.
Exactly.
And it's got another little button, and that does some lumens, and then it goes to the little greeny light and then the little red light. So you got to admit that's pretty cool. So those are my lights.
I'm just psyched that the hospital had a tactical store.
Who'd have thought? Yeah, in the hospital. So actually, I bought 4 because I wanted to give them to everybody I knew. So
wow. Did they have any rifles there?
No rifles in it. Yeah. It's Missouri, I know, and they should have had hospital gift shop and gun show.
Exactly. Well, I'll jump in. Mine's dull and boring, but it's a great light. It's the Streamlight ProTac 1L, and you can't see it on the camera, but I've pretty much worn the finish off this thing. It's just the way to go. There's one other flashlight I actually like a little bit better, and it's their little bitty teeny tiny one, and you guys refresh my memory what it is. It's the little bitty one.
The Nano?
Rechargeable.
Oh, no.
It's a little bigger than Nano.
Oh, I know which one you mean. Yeah.
And in the last 2 or 3 days, it's gone missing.
Uh-oh.
And I'm really upset by that. So
Stylus something?
No, that's
the one Tom's got.
Stylus
Pro.
Pro.
I might have that.
I think it might be the Stylus Pro. I know what you mean.
Well, anyway, if anybody from Streamlight's watching, the little bitty rechargeable one about that big, I carry that thing everywhere. I recommend it to everybody. We've written about it in Guns Magazine, and I love it. And I've checked the toilet bowl and the bottom of the washer, and it's not the two usual places I lose my everyday carry light, but hopefully I'll find it here somewhere. So
that makes me sad, man.
That's right. Use
I'm
your
kinda
phone
hurt.
like I just did.
I know.
It kind of hurt, man.
Well, okay. So speaking of stylus, Roy, thanks for the setup. My new favorite is this Streamlight Stylus Pro USB. So it's pretty much exactly the size of a pen. Like think of a fountain pen, standard fountain pen. It's just about like that, maybe a hair longer. So you can actually carry it in a shirt pocket if you want, even without a pocket. Yep. So even without
So
a
they're
pocket
about the same
protector.
size. Yeah.
But the cool thing, I know rechargeable used to get a bad rap because they'd always be uncharged at the worst time, but they're actually getting pretty good. This one you just kind of
they really are.
pull the front cap off, away from the lens, and it exposes a little micro USB port. So plug it into your computer or phone charger or whatever have you, and off and running. It's pretty good.
Micro
Got
USB,
4 billion lumens too.
Micro USB though, that means somebody as old as me cannot see to plug it in.
Exactly.
It's like,
so
what?
it's children
Could you make
only
this smaller, please?
for this light.
All right.
So we figured out, based on the 3 things I saw, it is possible to carry a light all the time without
It is.
a belt kit, right?
You should. But
And you're crazy not to. Yeah, you're
Absolutely.
crazy not to.
But now on to dangerous stuff, knives. And knives are incredibly dangerous to me. I'm noted among all my friends for the various scars of self-inflicted wounds. So really, I'm not supposed to carry knives, but I do every day. Mine is a Bear & Sons Bear Ops model, and I did a review on this. Big fan of it. Just a good, solid, everyday knife. So, Tom, Roy, what do you injure yourselves with?
Well, I've been carrying one that I picked up from Blackhawk years ago, and it's kind of large. That's actually, believe it or not why I carry it. Everybody that I lend a pocket knife to kind of freaks out for a second. I carry it because it's really easy to open, and it's got a really tough, sturdy blade. It's an MOD. I guess they partnered with what'd you say it was, Roy? Masters of Defense or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a good all-around utility knife, as you can tell those of you on TV. The blade is kind of cosmetically challenged at this point, but I do keep it sharp, so it opens at least 3 dozen boxes a day. So
it is true. If in our line of work, we tend to get knives sent to us to review and look at and stuff like that. And so it really is challenging though, because you get this whole bunch of knives and you want to carry them all at once. And there was a period in my life when I would always have 2, 3, 4 knives on.
Yeah.
But, which actually though, it's good because you carry them around, you realize, that kind of prods you in your kidney, you learn a lot of things. But what I found over the years is that, like you, Tom, I like to have a slightly bigger knife maybe than a lot of people would carry. I have a little Swiss Army knife that I keep with my Nebo fancy, because that's got your toothpick and your little widgety things like that. But for cutting those 5,000 boxes we get every day, I got this one not too long ago, and much to my surprise, I actually went online and bought it.
What?
You paid for something as a gun runner?
I lost my mind. I wanted one really bad. I'm so glad. It's a Benchmade. It's got the Axis lock on it. It's really feathery. I know someone's going to ask me what the model is. I don't know, but if we have to, we could post it later on. But it's lightweight and it's ambidextrous. But I will say, over the years, those Axis locks, bulletproof. Yep. Absolutely bulletproof. Love it to death.
You bring up a good point about a large knife, though. I absolutely don't carry a large knife to be tactical ninja. I carry and
because of inadequacies,
because I cut myself less with a larger knife that I can get a good grip on.
Yep.
There you have it.
I've tried that, and it creates a larger wound.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is, like, I live out in the country on some property with a ranch and stuff, and a little pocket knife just doesn't cut it here, literally, because I'm always prying rocks out of the tractor tire, or cutting up rope, or doing stuff like that. And I gave up. I tried to be all countrified and everything and carry old Stockman folding knife in my overall pockets, but that was nothing but a pain in the ass, because if you need your pocket knife, you could dig in your pocket, pull out, use 2 hands to open it. These modern one-handed openers are invented for a reason.
Now, actually, point of parliamentary procedure, we're gun riders. Shouldn't we be killing terrorists with these things? Like, just yesterday, I got 3 of them.
That's right. That'd scare me to death every day. When I was a policeman, though, I carried one in each pocket. I did.
Yeah.
I carried a folding tactical knife in each pocket. And the reason I did that, because somebody smarter than me came up behind me one day. We were doing some training, and he grabbed me around my arms. And I couldn't move. I couldn't get out of it. He was a big, brawny guy. And he said, that way, whatever hand is close to your pocket, you can get a knife out and start sticking somebody in the leg. And pretty soon they'll get tired of that, and they're going to let go of you. And
right. Hold that thought, because Brent and I were talking this morning. We're going to do an upcoming episode on crazy police stories that civilians can learn from. I'm going to moderate, being the only non-retired officer in this bunch.
The only sane person in this group.
And I'm asking the questions. So
I'm looking forward to that. So let's get down to what everybody always asks. Well, okay, what guns do you carry? And it's interesting.
I thought it was going to be, what pen do you carry? I was already. I was ready to say,
I like that, man. It's a fountain pen. It's my style.
It's black and tactical. Now, my mostly everyday carry, and I think we all say the same thing. We periodically have to cycle through guns, try out a new gun, try out a new holster. But by and large, over the long run, the last couple of years, the one I carry the most is my Smith & Wesson Shield and 9mm. Mm-hmm. It's currently riding in a Mitch Rosen Workman holster, I believe. And I love this thing because the Shield is it still needs a little dehorning from the factory, but this thing's got if I can show you a leather piece here that, for those of us with a more mature girth around the waist, it shields your fat. Shields your fat from getting pinched in that gun. And then, of course, I always have my little friend.
That North American?
North American Arms,
North American
22 Magnum 5-shot revolver. So,
which we all carry with 4 rounds in, by the way, just so everyone knows.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got the half notch. Okay, there's a future episode right there. Point counterpoint.
So that's my loadout, and then of course I've always got things around. So if I'm near my home, my vehicle, or any of that, usually I've got some other stuff. So Tom, share what your inside guns are.
I was at the last SHOT Show talking to the folks from Sig Sauer, and I wanted to do a story on the 320X Compact, with the optic cut and everything. And they were going to send me a loaner, and I said, don't bother, just send an invoice and one I can keep, which is exactly what we did. So I've been carrying the X Compact with the Romeo 1 Pro sight on top.
You carry that? You actually carry it every day with the sight on it, huh?
Oh, yeah.
How do you carry it?
With a little bit of forward cant in the holster, it's free space because it's kind of orients the sight under the slide. So costs nothing in terms of space to carry it.
Well, you're a big guy, though. I mean, you're tall. How tall are you?
5'2".
Yeah. No, in the real world, I don't know. What are you?
I'm 6'2", but you don't need to be big to carry a big gun. You need the right gear. So which brings me to my next talk and tell point. I've been using it's called a No Print Wonder by Klinger holsters, and it's a Kydex holster, but they do it with a twist. The front belt clip is attached with a movable leather flap. The back belt clip is a solid Kydex piece. So what happens when you put this thing on your belt, that rigid rear clip tends to draw the grip of the gun right in tight to your body because the front one pivots. So you can actually I carry a 1911 with these type of holsters. I carry a full-size P320. No problem. It just brings that grip, right alongside your nether parts. So
I don't want to think about
we
your
didn't
nether
see
parts.
that. Yeah. For those of you who don't do video, it's okay. You didn't miss anything. So
there were no nether parts were displayed.
No nether parts were displayed. Is it my turn yet?
It is your turn. Show and tell, Roy.
Cool. Well, it's kind of like you guys. I think that I was startled one time many years ago by something happened really fast, and my gun was across the room, and that's when I swore I would never not have a gun on my body regardless of what I was doing. And so so nowadays I've got a Ruger LCP2 380, which I carry in the free holster that comes with the gun. And it's always in my pocket, no matter what I'm doing, anywhere, anytime, sitting in my office at home here, taking the trash out, anything. And on the other pocket, I have one of those little Snag Mag magazine holders, which I really like because they look like a knife clipped to your pocket, and they hold the magazine down in deep. And I don't really carry a spare magazine for this gun to do a combat reload or something. But if something happens and you mess up and your gun jams or something, it gives you the freedom to be able to just jerk the old mag out, get the trash out of the chamber, put a new mag in, go back to work if you need to. So, although I did have a shootout with a wild possum here one time, that I ended up going to my backup magazine. He was just acting really weird. He was out in the daytime, and I actually made the effort to call the Fish and Game around here, and I said, man, I don't really trust what's going on there. And he said, well, do whatever you think you need to do to protect your other chickens and other animals and stuff. And so I lit him up with that little 380. I think I missed most of the time. When I went to the reload, I kept looking around for backup, and there wasn't any. So, so
did he have to reload too, or?
No, he was busy trying to get out of town. For my real gun, though, if I go into town or something, I usually carry either a Kimber Solo, or lately it's been one of those Springfield Armory Hellcats, which I am really, really, really liking.
I do too.
14 shots, and and it's really accurate, and it's been dead nuts reliable. And
still controllable.
I have a real simple holster. It's a simple leather flap, and I can't remember the name of it now. It's Bianchi makes them. Maybe one of you guys will remember. It's just a flat leather contoured piece that you just slip your belt through. And I like it because it holds anything just about. I mean, it holds a 1911, a high power. It holds the Hellcat. I mean, it holds
like a Yaki slide kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's not even that fancy. It's I should have been prepared, but I'm hopelessly unprepared. And
these are informal. They're live.
Yeah, and if anyone has a question, maybe post a question or something. We'll get back to you on that for sure. So.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of live and unscripted, do you guys, either of you, wear a watch?
Yes, I do. There's my watch is a...
And me. But and I bring this up actually for a good reason. I did I got a wild hair one time and did a little study and an article on situational awareness. And might have been for our Survive issue. I'll have to look it up and see. But I figured out that the phone that we all carry has a clock in it. No big surprise there. But if you pull that thing out of your pocket just to check the time and put it right back, you're looking at about 7 seconds where you are unaware of what's going on around you. And Usain Bolt can cover 70 yards in that time, and a moving car several hundred feet.
Good point.
So I don't walk around being a paranoid freak about not looking at my surroundings for 7 seconds, but actually it's kind of a good thing.
That's a good point. And and I am sold on the $25 Timex glow in the dark watches.
Yeah.
I don't have the watch gene for some reason. You see people with $5,000 watches, and I get it. I understand. Trust me, I do. But it's one less thing I think I have to spend my money on.
Yeah.
But I do probably like you, Tom. I have the pen gene though, because here's my Mont Blanc extra fat nib, I might add. So it's a manly
and they're pointy
pen.
Too for tactical use, right?
They're tactical.
That could go in somebody's eye.
Actually, while we're talking about that, this is a Tough Rider tactical pen I'm holding up. It's just palm size kind of, but it's a ballpoint pen. He calls it a clicky pen.
Yeah.
And I have to say, when I fly, there's always one in my shirt pocket. Just in case. So
just in case. Well, what about some of the other stuff you guys carry? I'm looking at my gear. I don't always carry this, but if I'm going out in public, going to the shopping center, I wear it to church. It's a Frog Pro gear, one of these little ankle pouches. Guys can carry small guns in them. I just throw gloves and an IBD Israeli bandage and a tourniquet. And like I said, especially if I'm going out someplace. I had a friend who you may have seen on the news several years ago. It was at the Indiana State Fair, Sugarland. The group was playing, and the stage collapsed and killed a bunch of people. And I had a friend that was a deputy that was standing there. And he said the biggest lesson he learned from all that, he will never go in public without gloves on. because he said, without getting into it, they needed gloves real bad. So that really caught me, listening to him share that experience. So I've never been in public without gloves. So that's a good way. And like I said, I don't always carry that, but if I'm going someplace where I put on, a bigger gun and I'm kind of, being a little more prepared, so to speak, that's not a bad way. And like I said, I wear it at SHOT Show, I wear it to church, and you at least know you got some basic gear for you or others. And then this is so tactical, but I hate to admit, I still wear my paracord bracelet that I made. And
we won't talk about you now.
In arts and crafts, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was wearing these before they were cool. I wore them while they were cool, and now nobody wears them, and I still wear mine. Mine's got a little piano wire on the inside, and the reason I wear them because I've actually used them when you needed some paracord. You're out hunting, fishing, or doing so. I've never done anything tactical with it, but there have been times when I needed paracord. So between this and your knife, you've now got a couple of feet of paracord. And in my case, I put a little wire in there. So that works out pretty good.
You probably have a handcuff key sewn in there, don't you?
He'll never tell. See, now if I need a piece of paracord.
A lady never shares.
If I need a piece of paracord, I take the threads out of my shirts and weave them into
weave them. Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then
Well, I
thought you used your hair.
Paracord.
Everybody should know how to do that.
But the final piece, of course, is this. It's your
poke somebody in the eye with
the flosser.
No, you got to floss.
Yeah. Well,
but I will have you know, on Monday I went to the dentist and she gave me an A++ because I've been religious about flossing now.
You never know when you're going to have a beef jerky emergency.
Exactly.
I always hate that, huh? Mm-hmm. Well, what other things then we carry? That's actually very good. Oh, yeah, I know. We were talking about before it started. The problem is if I show this now, everybody's going to want one. Okay, so what I did, and to those of you who, through the miracle of modern day technology, you're seeing this live. Last night in my shop, I had this idea, and so I got a couple of those screwdriver ends, those little inserts, and Phillips and a standard blade, and then I TIG welded them on to a stainless steel washer, and then kind of polished it up a little bit to get the nubbies off, and then put that on my flashlight, because it just seems like every day that I need a little screwdriver for something. And we talked about it earlier, and a pocket tool sometimes is just too big. I don't want to drag one of those around with me. But if you have a little screwdriver, you got a scraper and a poker and a prier and all that. So I'm going to wear this around for a little while, see if it works. I think it does work.
Yeah.
Well, what were you telling me? 3 easy payments of $19.95?
$19.90, but wait.
Yeah. Okay.
If you order now. So, well, people laugh, but a long time ago, I invented this thing that Boker still sells. It's called the cop tool. Maybe I don't know if you've ever heard of that or not, but
yep.
And that's how these things happen. It happens from, I have a real need, and you look around, nobody really makes them, So, but now that I've shown this to the world, there you go.
I'm already in production.
Yeah, somebody in China is already doing, we need to make this now. I'm probably going to get yelled at for using my not quite Chinese accent, but you know what? I don't care.
Yeah. Well, that would have been a great last-ditch weapon in case the possum, charged.
That's true.
That's true. I never thought, because you can't beat them to death with your little tiny flashlight is all.
Well, but was it you or Tom that had the 17 million candle power light that would burn his retinas out and scorch his brainstem?
Did you see the light that they advertise on those irritating YouTube channel ads that start every time? And it's this kind of nondescript looking flashlight, looks kind of like this. Only they hold it up against styrofoam cups and pieces of plastic, and it lights, bursts into flame. And I thought, I need one of those.
Yeah. Well, have you seen the laser? They got a laser now that's about the same size. And it's like, 1,000 watts or whatever. And they like light stuff and blows, balloons up. And I'm thinking, you mount that on a long gun. And now you've got, you'd have your light, and you'd have lethal force, of course, but then, you could burn a hole in their clothes and maybe they'll quit doing whatever it is that they were doing.
Well, there was a little kid that I knew here, he was like 13 years old, and he was one of those internet geek, intelligent software kind of kids. And I saw him at a local gun store one day, and he goes, "Hey, Roy, I'm going to show you what I did." And he whips out, it's a flashlight, looks like this, right? And he shines it down on the corner of the wooden display case, and almost immediately it started to smoke. And it was
Wow.
it was a blue laser. And I said,
Man.
holy cow, what have you got there? He goes, cool, huh? And he shined it on a little cardboard flap of something, and it almost immediately kind of burst into flames. And I went, oh man, I gotta have one.
I want that.
Yeah,
I know, I want that. And he said, well, you
Exactly.
can't have it because you have to make these yourself. And there's like laws against it. You're not supposed to ever turn them on unless you have like special laser glasses on. And anyway, it was, I hope we don't get into trouble for saying that. I don't know his name. I don't have one. I don't know anything about it.
I just saw
it one time.
Yeah.
I heard about it on the internet.
I was at band camp one time, and this kid was talking.
It's the same guy.
Well,
let's see. I'm out of fun things that I carry every day. I'm trying to think.
You do carry a alarm clock, right?
An alarm clock.
Oh,
wait, other than my American Handgunner Les Bear 1911, I carry that around. So a little
Carried
shameless
everywhere.
endorsement there for Les Bear, an American.
Yep.
Get one for yourself if you don't already have one. So,
or get two for you and your significant other.
I failed in my job to bring my show and tell down because it's on my key ring upstairs. But have you seen those little tools? It's kind of a folding key essentially. It doesn't look exactly like a key, but it when you unfold the thing at the center hinge, it unsnaps from your key ring, and you get a blade, a little short serrated section, a bottle opener, flathead, Phillips. It's a cool little device.
Is that made by Utility?
Well, they
Swiss
make one
Tech?
too. This one is
Because Swiss Tech makes a bunch of stuff.
Swiss
like
Tech,
that.
I think, might be the one that I'm thinking of. And they're kind of hard to find, but boy, is that thing handy.
Well,
Mainly, but
that would be a topic for another show.
Yeah.
Is all the kind of cool doodads. I got a drawer full of that kind of stuff. I'm sure all you guys do too. That we could carry it every day and we don't, but it's kind of fun to have around. And where you're talking, I'm just sitting here looking at the drawer, and it's full of all kinds of cool stuff that would be fun to carry or get sideways glances when you try to go through TSA with it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Here, let me get this one. I got one right here. I want it since I got you guys here. This is cool. We saw these at the SHOT Show, remember? And it's a miniature 1911. Can you see that?
Yeah.
How cool is that? Huh? I would every day carry this one too, just to have it in my pocket.
just to say you have it.
So cool. I know. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. You can kind of see it.
That is cool.
But it's palm size for those of you who don't have video. I can't remember the name of the company. Can you guys remember the name of that company?
No,
Yeah,
I remember.
They're only like $40. Just Google miniature metal 1911. I'm sure you'll find it. It's pretty cool.
And that one's 38 Super, right?
It could be if that's It comes with a removable magazine and a little teeny tiny brass bullets, which are not real bullets, I might add.
Well, that's sad.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we have gone a little bit longer than we normally do, but I've been having a good time here. So one final note, you guys think of anything else we haven't covered under the topic of everyday carry?
Well, I'd be stretching the truth if I said there was something else that I actually carry. So the things we talked about, plus the Swiss key, that's my legit have
Pocket
it with me
flasks.
almost at all times. Yeah.
Now, I had just assumed pocket flasks were part of everybody's everyday.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody knows that.
I didn't bring that up.
That's where you carry your snake bite medicine, because you never know where you're going to run into a snake.
You never know.
That's my justification. Now that we're going off script here, I would like to do maybe a bourbon tasting sometime, because it is part of the firearms lifestyle, but then we get into lifestyle and we're like another magazine. So maybe we won't go that direction, but a little Kentucky holy water now and again is not a bad thing after the shooting is done. After the shooting is done.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, on the internet? Anything.
Fair enough. Okay.
All right. Well, I think we beat this topic into submission.
We have. Now we're just having another Saturday night yak session.
That's
so
right.
we will sign off here, but we hope you've been enjoying Gun Cranks Live. It's really picking up steam. We're getting a lot of positive feedback. So please reach Tom and Roy at editor@AmericanHandgunner.com and myself at editor@gunsmagazine.com. Let us know what you think, as long as it's positive, and give us some suggestions for future topics, and let us know what you carry. There's lots of great ideas out there, and we've only hit a few of them. So get in contact with us and let us know. So like I said, we're going to try and do this every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time currently. And we'll change that if everybody writes in and says we need to do it Saturday at 1:00. But for right now, for the future, we'll be doing it at 8:00. So let everybody know, let your family know, gather around the radio or actually the laptop, just like, the olden days with the Grand Ole Opry, and join us for Gun Cranks Live. So with that, I am Guns Magazine editor Brent Wheat, along with American Handgunner editor Tom McHale, that's his name, and Roy Huntington, our publisher. Wow. You ever have
this will reflect badly on his review.
Yeah, so. Well, that wouldn't be the first thing. So anyway, thanks for joining us all. You have a great night, and get out there and get shooting.
All right. Good night, everybody.